Hi everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel, Bird's Eye Stitches. Today is April 4th. Had to look, yes, April 4th, and it is a Saturday. So the goal for today's video is going to be to get through filming before the sun ducks away. It's a little bit later in the day than I normally record, and it's a different day than the day that I normally record. But, you know, I think everyone's schedules are just a little bit wonky and a little bit off, but that's okay. Just happy to be here, to be honest. Happy to be here filming, talking to you guys, to all of you Flosstubers out there. Thank you so much for keeping the videos flowing. I know I have personally watched so much Flosstube over the last week or so. Waking up in the morning, getting my coffee, and watching a little bit of Flosstube to start my day has really brightened my day, had made it feel more normal and more connected to the stitching community and to this craft that kind of holds all of our sanity. So thank you. Thank you for continuing to film, and I look forward to tomorrow when I can watch some more Flosstube and drink my coffee in the morning, because it's Sunday and that's what I do every Sunday. So all right, with that said, my own Flosstube updates and fun stuff. Life updates, still working, still healthy, still happy. Our whole family, of course, thankfully, none of us have been ill or down. We're enjoying a little bit more family time. Still going to work every day, although I'm happy to report that next week I get to start working from home. I'll be doing, we're doing 2 weeks at home, 1 week in the office. So my 2 weeks at home starts next week. I go in on Monday just to pick up a computer, and then after that, basically the view that you guys are getting right now is gonna be pretty close to the view that my coworkers are gonna get for the next 2 weeks. So yeah, my tiny stitch room is going to turn into my home office. So luckily I have a place to do that, thankful for that, and just happy that I have the ability to work from home. So my husband, he does not have that ability. He is a zookeeper, so he still goes to work every day. He was actually furloughed to part-time hours. Of course, the zoo has been closed, and you know, they trying to make ends meet. A lot of keepers lost their job. My husband was able to keep his job, but he is essentially part-time. So a little bit of loss in hours, but you know, part-time is better than no time. So we're good. It's also nice just having him home, you know, especially right now with the kiddo being home from school, having someone here to help her, you know, with homework and childcare, you know, besides myself, since I get to work from home starting tomorrow. That's worth more than his paycheck right now anyway. So, you know, at the end of the day, it all works out. All is well there. So, all right, that's enough about all of that nonsense. Stitching, reason why everybody is probably here. I've got some updates. I have 1, 2, 3 whips to show you, I believe. Yeah, 3 whips. Got a new start to go over, a little bit of haul, and some plans. So pretty basic there, pretty basic but easy. Whips, we'll start with the Quaker. The Quaker, which is of course my first grown-up piece, as I like to call it. You all have seen it. One day it will look like this. This piece, this piece is hard. All of the rest of my I mean, I've been stitching for many, many years, but I've been stitching easy projects for many, many years. I've never done a true sampler. I've never done a Quaker. I know how to do a regular stitch and a back stitch and a pin stitch, and I'm learning basically from there. So I keep calling this my big grown-up piece. I own quite a few samplers that I really want to do, so I'm essentially learning how to do these foo-foo stitches on this Quaker. And I can't even really call them foo-foo stitches because I think that this Quaker really only has cross stitches, but because there's so many color changes and so many little one-off pin stitches, I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like it's harder, but that's all right. I'm gonna keep going on it. We're gonna finish it up and celebrate when it's done. Probably do all the rest of the Quakers just because they are glorious. But I'm gonna learn on this one. So last time you guys saw it, I had the first Quaker finished. I now have done the second Quaker and just a tiny bit on the third. I have not done the words yet. So the words are still a little bit of a mystery to me as far as what the heck am I gonna do. I did mention before, I really don't want to split my Fufu Valdani floss just because it's kind of foo-foo and I feel bad about splitting it apart. I also feel like I'm gonna run out, and especially right now, I don't want to run out. So I don't know. I'm gonna use some DMC. I know I'm gonna use DMC. I just don't know what color. On the pattern, this really blends in nicely. You know that the words, they don't take away from the Quakers, but I kind of really want to switch the words to match the flower. So the word freesia, I want to do it in freesia colors. Okay, first I need to Google what color a freesia is, and then find that color floss. So I thought about doing that, but then I don't want to take away from the Quaker. So I will have this figured out by my next video. I think I just need to break into my DMC stash and see if one particular color calls to me. If it does, I'll use that. If it doesn't, then I don't know. I'll Google freesia. Maybe that will call to me. But the important part is the whip, the progress. I got from one motif to two motifs, a tiny little bit of the third motif. I actually only did this because the green that was used here continues on here, same with this blue. And I was really just running out of needle space, and so I didn't want to mix up my floss colors. For the most part, these colors are so different that I haven't had to venture into creating a card. Not that that's hard. I just punch holes in index cards and that works for me. But for some reason I haven't done that yet on this piece. So as you can see, I have the needles with the pieces of floss just kind of hanging out. Probably not the best idea, but because I'm constantly working on it, it's been working. Anyway, I didn't want to mix up the colors, and so I just kind of continued them here until I ran out of floss. So quite a bit of progress there. I'm happy with it. I really love the second motif only because it was so much easier than the first one. Not a lot of, actually no individual colors. You know, on this one there's so many individual pieces that you're like pin stitching all over the dang place. This guy here, normal standard cross stitch. I felt like I could fly through this entire piece if it's all like this. And looking at the next motif, it's really not that bad either. So this is my favorite only because I finished it first and I liked that it was a bit more difficult, but I flew through this guy. So that is where we're at. Spring Quaker called for everything. Mine is being stitched on linen. So I have so much stuff around me, I don't even know where to set this down. So it's gonna go on the floor. Sorry, Quaker. You get the floor. Floor's clean. Everything is so clean in my house right now. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm just spending all of my extra time like deep cleaning every room, and everything smells nice. Everything is nice and clean. That is one thing that will definitely continue even after all of this is done. This new level of cleanliness going on in the house. So I like that part. I always try to find some type of positive, and so far that is my positive. Clean house. All right, next one up, Walkin on Sunshine Lulu stitches. It will eventually look like this, something similar. This piece just, it screams springtime to me. It's got the blue background, the nice bright sun, the ladybug. I mean, I literally am smiling the entire time that I stitch this piece. So I absolutely love it. I am stitching mine on Babbling Brook hand-dyed fabric, a 28 count linen. My progress looks like this. I was first of all very excited that my border lined up. I know it looks a little wonky, just the way that the linen is. It's kind of, it is straight, it's just pulled a little weird. But the border matched, didn't have to do anything about that, hallelujah. And then my goal on this one was just to finish up the sunshine. So I got the whole sun complete. I love his face. I'll try to do a close up here. His little smile is just adorable to me. It's just subtle enough that you can tell it's there, but it doesn't really like pop out at you. This fabric is perfect. If I had really been paying attention, I would have kind of pulled the whole thing down. That way this white part could have been more in the sky, but I still love it. This whole piece is just like spring in your hand. The bee grime guard, it's a nice pretty yellow. This one is of course by Garon Toten Bags. Perfect for spring, and it even has a bunny needle minder. I have absolutely no idea where I got this. I've had it forever, but I just tried to take everything spring that I had and throw it into one spring in your hand. I love it though. I am really looking forward to finishing this piece. Super easy, super quick, nice and bright. So what I was talking about as far as putting the floss onto a card. I literally take old index cards and I punch holes in them, put the floss on it, call it a day. It works for me. I think that I actually have some of those really nice wood ones somewhere and I love them, but it's almost more work for me to label the wood, you know, creating little labels or putting tape on there and writing on them. For some reason that seems harder to me than just punching holes in the card. So it feels nicer and it looks nicer, but this works for me. And I have hundreds of cards from when I was in school. So might as well use them for something, right? All right, I finished the sun and the second Quaker, which means that I was able to get started on, I think it was a new start from the last time that I recorded. What I really need to do is start keeping a Flosstube journal because I forget what I talked about from one week to another. And I try to watch my own videos so I can see what all I talked about, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I get self-conscious if I watch my own video. That's actually why I don't edit my videos. Like I literally hit record and then I babble and then I hit stop. And that's what goes up on Flosstube, because if I try to rewatch it and edit it, it's never going up. Nope. So I don't rewatch, which means I need to start keeping a journal. And I have time to do that now. So, all right, that's my goal. Next video, journal. Okay, so I don't know if I showed this in the last video or if I just put it on Facebook, but I was going through my stash and, you know, in my attempts to not buy so much stuff, anytime I feel the urge, I come into my stitch room and I open up a random drawer and I shop my stash. Now that does not mean that I don't have any haul, because I've only really cut spending dramatically in the last week or so since my husband's hours got cut. In fact, I probably bought a lot more in the weeks leading up to that, knowing that that was probably going to happen. And so, you know, the whole get it in while you can, I guess, came to mind. Apparently I hoarded cross stitch instead of toilet paper. I don't know. Anyway, I shopped my stash. I realized Easter was coming and I found this. So this is Happy Easter, Easter Wreath by Tiny Modernist. It is adorable. I went through my own DMC floss and pulled, I actually only had a couple of the called for colors, but I mean, this is a really simple piece. So I'm just kind of making my own color conversion. I haven't gotten that far on it, so I'm kind of pulling as I go. We'll see what happens in the end, but this is how far I got. Got the words, Happy Easter. This guy is being stitched on a piece of 16 count Aida from my stash. The color is Arbor. The color is not coming through. Like I said, I'm filming at a weird time of day, so I've got this light going on in the background, and I do have my window sort of open, but if I open it too much, the sun is like right in my face and puts lines, and it doesn't work. So I can't quite tell, but I think by my next video it might come through a little bit better. Try to block my face, see if that helps. The color is a pale pink, so it'll be a pale pink background, and then the colors that I chose are pretty close to these with the exception of the pink flowers. I'm substituting for some shades of purple only because the pale pink it calls for I actually do have on hand, but it's almost the exact same color as this background. So we're just gonna make them a different color. That's pretty easy. Got through the words. I was happy for that. This is actually gonna be a really quick stitch. I'm hoping to even have it done by Easter. I mean, it won't be fully finished. I mean, I don't think I've fully finished anything all year, and we're in April. So maybe I'll do that at some point, but not yet. Stitching will be done. Stitching should be done by Easter. At least, if nothing else, if I don't pick it back up, I can just say, look, it's my Easter piece. It says Happy Easter. Put it in a card, put it in a frame. I could say it's done, but I won't. So, new start, I think, and pretty good progress there. So, not bad for a couple days time. I think I just started this day before yesterday or so. So that was good. All right, I'm looking at my pile. Those are the 3 whips that I have worked on. What else do I have? I have a new start planned. I'll go over that when I go over goals or plans. Yeah, we'll do that at the end. Haul. I have a little bit of haul. Most of this is haul that I got, well, all of this is haul that's been ordered over the last month. I've only ordered a couple of charts recently, and in fact, I just got them this morning. I ordered 3 charts, and that's pretty much gonna be it for me in the land of haul for a little while. I am still part of the Fabric of the Month Club for, if I could ever remember this person's name, Stitch Me. I just joined her Fabric of the Month Club last month. So I'm kind of just making that my only real stitchy splurge. I'm hopeful that that's gonna be enough. Well, it will be enough, but it will kind of, you know, fulfill that purchasing itch that we all get when we are stitchers. So I still have that, but beyond that, I'm trying to be extra good and extra cautious. So haul will kind of die down for future videos, but I was supposed to be stitching from stash this whole time anyway, so maybe I'll actually meet my stitch from stash goals in the next half of year. Have that to look forward to. Okay, so you've already seen some of this fabric, this one beautiful piece here, but I got a couple pieces of fabric, and then I did a pretty hefty order from By the Bay Needle Arts. So I will show you guys some of those. This fabric is just, it is gorgeous. This is called Peachy. It's by Stitch Me. I picked it up on one of the Friday night fights. I'm touching my face. I just washed my hands before coming in here, but I've been gardening a lot, which is funny to say because I am actually not a gardener at all, but I've been working in our yard and I made a flower bed. So that's different, but in doing that, I've been pulling weeds constantly, and so I just feel like my nose has this constant weediness going on inside. So because of that, I've been scratching my nose a lot, but I've been washing my hands a lot and not going anywhere, and figure the only thing I'm touching my face with is my own cooties, so I'm okay with that for now. Anyway, the weird things we have to talk about now, right? Every time you touch your face, you have to talk about why you're touching your face. back to fabric. Peachy. Peachy from Be Stitch Me. This is a 32 count Lugana. Friday night, fight night. I was super excited. This is just gorgeous. It's okay. That color is pretty true. It is a beautiful peach. I don't own anything else anywhere close to this color. I own a lot of blues and grays and every other color, but not a whole lot of peach. So I don't know what I'm going to put on this, but the second that I saw it, I did the me please, and I was thrilled because I was actually able to pick it up. And I just want to point out, since this card is sitting right here, this piece, it's 18 by 27. It is beautiful. It is soft, a 32 count Lugana. It was $20. That's pretty good. Pretty good for this, I think. So pick this guy up. I picked up one other piece in the Friday night fight night. And even though I own a lot of blues, I will show you the reason why I picked this. It's called Gaia, 28 count Joblin. But I really like the fact that it had some purple up here and then it faded into a blue. So I'm gonna try to do kind of like a cascade thing. I have no idea what that looks like because I was hidden behind it for most of it, but I just really like the effect of the purple into blue. I think I have a couple of samplers that would actually look really nice on this piece. I have a long dog that's been calling my name, and I didn't originally think I was gonna go this type of a color scheme for it, but I really like it. It's really nice. It's nice and big, nice and soft. Put something fancy on it just because the fabric is so nice. I have found with this Be Stitch Me fabric that the fabric itself is so nice that I don't even really want to stitch on it because I don't want to have to cut it. I almost feel like stitching on it is gonna ruin it, which is totally backwards, but if you guys have ever bought her fabric, you will understand what I'm talking about. So purchase those two, and then she has some fantastic giveaways. So if you make a purchase, you can enter her giveaways, and I did, and I won some really wild fabric. I won a piece of Ada. It's 16 count, and the color is all lit up. It's orange, like orange. I mean, and orange is not my color. I love the color orange, but I'm holding it against my face right now. Nope, not my color. But the fabric itself is beautiful. I mean, it's an Ada, but it really looks like all lit up is just a great description. So no idea what I will stitch on this, but I saw it, I entered it, I won it for free, and it's something different. When it comes to giveaways, I don't enter for everything. I really only put my name down if it's either something different that I don't already own a lot of, or something that I can foresee myself using in the very, very near future. So this checked the box of I own nothing at all like it. So me please, and I won, and thank you. Be Stitch Me. If you are not part of our Facebook group, I highly recommend it. Really nice people, really beautiful fabric. Be warned, you may spend a lot of money. In fact, I've already told some of my Stitchy friends that I am not allowed to go on there for Friday night fight night because I'm keeping my fabric of the month and I don't want to spend any more money than that. So, so that is the goal. So, all right, that is the fabric haul. The next haul, I went a little crazy on the By the Bay Needle Arts Etsy shop. This is all because of my friend Carolyn, Czuk Stitch. She has been stitching Harbor Haven. To write it down, I never remember the name. But she has been stitching Harbor Haven for quite a while, and she has made tons of progress. And since the beginning, I've been watching her progress, and every single time that she shows it, it catches my eye. I look at the chart and it doesn't really do anything for me, but then I see her progress and I think, that is beautiful. So I finally finally went on to By the Bay Needle Arts. Saw all of the glorious charts. I am not stitching Harbor Haven. I did not pick that one up, but I picked up some others. So I really loved the, what is this one? 13th Colony Bay. It's a 3-part series. So easiest way, we'll just do one at a time. This is number 1. I'll try to hold them all up together as well. Number 2, and number 3. I think number 3 really caught my eye the most just because I'm a sucker for trees. I love this tree. Then I paid attention to these trees. They were cute, but more importantly, I had this big bright sun. So you can, so that drew me in. And then you can't have 2 and 3 without number 1, so I just said, why the heck not? I'll just get the whole series. So my plan for this is to stitch them all together. Something along these lines. With all of the pretty blue fabrics I have picked up as of late, I should have something that will fit the 3 of these, especially if I do it over 1 on a smaller count fabric. I think I can make that work. So no plans to start them right away, but I do at least own them, and I'm looking forward to having a nice wall of By the Bay pieces. I also picked up Bayside Bungalow. I only picked this one up because I keep saying this is, when I picture my retirement home, this is what I picture. It's got this adorable little fence, a nice big tree. There is some type of ocean going on over here. House is on a hill. I love Oregon. We visit Oregon every year, or at least every other year, for family vacation in the summertime. Just going to all the nice little coastal towns. Nescoin, we love Nescoin. I like to walk around the town of Nescoin and see all the little homes kind of tucked away. Those houses remind me a lot of this, and so I picked this guy up with the idea that I'm going to stitch it, and stitch it, it will be true. That's what we have. After that, we picked up the Tidal River number 1, 2, and 3. This is the one that caught my eye more so than Harbor Haven. I don't know why. There's a lot more stitching in these ones, but I think it's all about the trees, you guys. Number 1, these little cute, these weeping willow type things that she does are just adorable. You've got sailboats in there, some cranes. I'm really excited about those cranes. I like that a lot. Number 2, we're back to the sunshine. I am a creature of habit. Birds, sunshine, sailboats, trees. All of those are my jam. That. And then number 3, I got really excited about the clouds in number 3. I don't know. They just kind of have a weird eerie effect, the way that this tree is blowing and these clouds are like kind of looming, the looming clouds. Plus, I'm not huge on houses, but this one has a yellow house, so I'm sold. That was my haul from By the Bay Needle Arts. Quite a big haul, so Carolyn, all your fault. You sent me there and it went a little crazy, but I have more than enough stuff to keep me busy for some time. All right, plans. So I have been terrible about my cross-stitch journaling, cross-stitch plannering, that's a word, right? Cross-stitch plannering. I have the 24-hour of cross-stitch planner, this guy here. I used it in January, a little bit in February, didn't take it out at all in March, so that kind of died. I have honestly found that, so last year I loved the acrostics. I was part of some different groups like Magical Stitches and all of that, and I really enjoyed the challenges. They made me start new things, they made me dig out old projects, and I got a lot of enjoyment out of that. This year I'm finding I'm not so into the acrostics, that type of challenge. It has not been calling my name. So I still love, you know, the 24-hour cross stitch group. I'm still, now that it's April and I said I want to get back into doing my cross stitch journals and planners, I'm still going to use this. I'm just not probably going to join the acrostic challenges, but that's okay. This is still great. It lets you kind of map things out. I really like the nice little calendar it comes with. I have actually ordered a really nice planner, or a cross stitch, can't think of this word, yeah, a cross stitch planner from Etsy. It is on its way, so when it arrives I will show it to you, but that planner is going to be more of a journal versus this 24-hour cross stitch one is one that I can just kind of jot stuff down in and not have to worry about making it look nice or be in any real type of order. The other one is going to be more of a keepsake, I guess you could say. So looking forward to that. But what I have written down for April, and just the system that's been working for me, is to try to plan out a certain area of, like a certain part of each cross stitch piece that I can complete before I move on to the next piece. So plans for this next week or 2 weeks, depending on when I see you guys again, is to get through the purple flower in the Lulu Stitches piece. So I can dig that one out from here. There it is. All right, so I want to get through this purple flower over this next week to add to the sunshine. So that guy will go somewhere down in here. So my plan is to get through that flower. I want to get through the little bunnies on the Happy Easter wreath, so get some more work done on that. And then to finish the third Quaker on Spring Quaker. If I can get through those 3 things, then I will be doing a new start. So again, with the shopping my stash, I felt the itch to go shopping yesterday, so I came up here into my stitch room and I opened up a drawer and I found this winter sheep. I actually took this out of the bag, but the picture is like an actual glossy picture, so I can't fix that glare. But this is by Thistles. It says winter sheep. These guys are stinking adorable. I didn't even know I had this in my stash. I don't remember even purchasing this, but I was happy to have it because I also found a really fun frame. If you guys saw my old Flosstube channel, the one that I had before this guy, I think I actually showed these frames in one of those videos. Since those videos aren't around anymore, I'm just going to show you this one frame. But I have this really fun Christmas frame. Sorry, glare. It's got jingle bells in it. It's a nice shade of red. It's like a little shadow box. But the opening here is actually going to be a good size. I think it'll be a good size for the sheep. I sat there with, you know, counting out the stitches and measuring and all of that fun stuff. I know it will be actually smaller than this opening, so I can put some backing on it or do something. But this will be a really nice Christmas present for somebody. Winter sheep in this. Super glare. Sorry. Yeah, so I want to start that. I'm going to start that this week or next week as soon as I finish those little small amounts of goals that I have in the pieces that I already started. The fabric for winter sheep, I found it's just a piece of linen. I have absolutely no idea what it is. It's just a random scrap piece of linen. Looks like this. No tags, no nothing. This is definitely one that I just picked up out of the basket, probably at my local L&S. But the color is going to be really nice for this red frame. The idea behind this winter sheep piece would be to give it to my to my stepmom, who has a lot of nice warm colors in her home. So she's not really a sheep lover. Sounds kind of weird. I don't know if anyone's a sheep lover. They're fun to stitch, but she's not really into sheep. However, these sheep have cute little Christmas hats on them, and they're standing on blocks, and she will love it if I stitch it. It really doesn't matter what I stitch. If I make it, she'll love it. So I'm gonna start on this guy, and it's only April, so by golly, I should be able to have this thing done by December, especially lately where I've been putting in so much extra time with stitching. So that's all I have for you. If I didn't have my phone so nicely propped up on this stand, I would show you this craziness I'm sitting in right now, because in filming this video, I've put some stuff on my right-hand side, some stuff on my left-hand side. Everything's on the floor, which is unlike me. And because I took things out of bags to try to help with the glare from the weird lighting, I have a pile of bags to my left, which is also unlike me. So I'll be cleaning that up. But good to see you all. Thank you all for stopping by. And I will see you in 2 weeks, maybe sooner, don't know. Stay healthy, happy stitching, and see you next time. Bye.